Obviously, want to always try to win the game. Wanted to be in front. Thought there was, too many plays that cost us situations where we didn't really put ourselves in a chance to win there and put ourselves kind of behind the ball a little bit. I think the guys at the end of the game competed really hard. I think they really tried to come through and perform and produce, and there were some good plays out there. I think there was good plays on all three phases. Not enough good ones, to give us a better chance to win, but some good evaluation, players out there to take a look at and continue our process as we go through. I think we had a great week down here with Houston. I think Coach O'Brien and his staff, ownership from the Texans, really wonderful invite to have us come down and work hard against them. And, we got a lot out of the week, which was the most important thing. And, we got to just keep pushing forward. It'll be, preseason game number 3 coming up, so we'll be in a little bit of a different mode here as we prepare for Buffalo. And, but we got to go back. We got to get things corrected, and we got to get it fixed, and we got to just perform better out in the field. But continually trying to evaluate the players that are out there.
You were standing in that spot last week and didn't have much good to say about really any phase. That's probably not the case this week. 400 yards of offense. Your defense had a couple of takeaways.
Yep.
Just more positive this week for you.
Yeah. I think there was definitely some more competitive snaps out there on the field and some plays that are really good plays. Certainly, no doubt, and some players that were making those plays and kind of stood out, which was great. In the end, too many bad plays, obviously. Penalties are a big problem in the game and just kind of put us behind the 8 ball on some of that stuff, and turnovers offensively. We can't have it. We're working hard to get the ball either way. So there's definitely some positives. I thought, again, like I said, they came back. They operated the end of the game situations, which we've been spending a lot of time on situational football, and it kind of flipped. Obviously, we went into a couple 2-minute modes, 4-minute mode, some gotta have it plays, and then back into 2-minute end of game. So there was a lot of situational football that was really good for us to, get on tape and learn from and teach and try to execute while we were in that process. So that was good.
You kept the quarterback upright a lot better this week than you did last week. Was that a good spot?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it better. Obviously, I think they may have had a couple sacks in there, but better protection overall. I think the guys tried to do a good job of, executing well the assignments that they were asked to do. The protection scheme's a little bit different than last week, so I think they did a good job of that. But again, it's still just too many negative plays, to overcome offensively.
Matt, what did you think? Sorry, you already addressed this, but what did you think of Fails' play? With better protection, it seemed like he played better.
Sure.
A, and then B, why not play Stafford?
Yeah. Well, as far as Stafford's concerned, I think, for us as we rolled down down here for practice and everything like that, I think we had a lot of snaps out on the practice field that we felt were really good for us, offensively, and felt we had the work that we needed to get in. And, sometimes in the practice stuff, the scheme and some of the stuff that we're doing is a little bit more elaborate than what we're going to do in the game. So just thought it was a good opportunity to get the other guys, equal kind of hopefully snaps and evaluate both of the players, tonight. So thought, Fowles did a great job coming in and really with good composure in the second half. And I thought Josh did a good job too. He's just getting here and he's trying to do everything he can to learn. So I thought it was great competition for those guys. And that's really what we needed. We need to see the competition for those two players.
Coach, is there any reason why guys like Darius Slay and Kerryon Johnson, they kind of played later than you would really think those types of guys would play? Is there any reason for that?
Yeah, I don't think they played later than I think we think they should have played. I think we tried to get enough snaps in there for all those guys. It's more than just those two. There's quite a few players out there that are playing a lot, and sometimes the ebbs and flows of the game, depending on how that goes, dictates it. But the offensive line guys were out there too, and the secondary was out there. Tracy Walker was out there. Romeo Okwara. There's a lot of players out there from that standpoint. I think it's good. I think we need to play. I think we need to play in some games, and we need to go out and try to execute the calls. This is preseason football, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to play. We're going to go out and try to get as many reps as we can when we feel it's appropriate.
Coach, with a guy like Josh, or any quarterback who just comes in the league, is it realistic to expect him to have tempo and to do stuff on the ball? He really hasn't been with those guys.
Yeah, it's hard, but he's doing a good job of really kind of grasping the offense. I think we were in the second half went a little bit more tempo in some of those situations, and I thought David did a great job of handling that. But Josh he's right there, in that same mix, and certainly trying to execute the way that we want him to. Sure.
I'm sure you guys wanted to see guys stack good performances on top of each other in the preseason. Looks like Jalen Reese maybe did that.
Yeah.
Miles had a few good plays today too. Will Harris did a couple.
Yeah.
Is that good to see when guys do it consecutively week to week.
It certainly is, and I think with Jalen and Miles, I think you'd like to see them doing that on defense. I think it's encouraging for us to see those guys step into roles and have opportunity to go out there and make plays and be in situations where they are consistent. And I think that's really important for us as we look at and we evaluate. So I thought that was positive. We'll see what the tape looks like, but I thought that was positive.
Takeaways too, that has to be positive. I mean, something you guys
Yeah.
have stressed a lot this preseason. Long-term play,
Yep.
interception. What does that mean, A, to get a couple, and how can that be a building block?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I think that is, definitely positive from that standpoint. And I think we've been trying to work really hard at that stuff and some of the techniques. With the turnovers today, we're actually executed the stuff that we practiced, so that was good from that standpoint. You like to try to build on that, and I think it's one of those things where you put such an emphasis on it that when it finally happens, hopefully it catches fire and it kind of goes that going forward. But certainly, we just got to do it every single week, and on the other side of the ball, we got to take care of the ball better. When you try to get 2 turnovers in a game, and you wind up not in the plus side of things, then that's not good enough overall as the team stand.
Seems like he's always got the ball. He's picked up quite a few now throughout camp. What is it about his game or his intellect or whatever
Yeah.
he's doing out there that allows him to be in the right place?
Yeah, good. I mean, intellect would probably be the starting point. He's a really smart player. He's a smart guy. Studies really hard. He plays with great emotion. He's a high energy guy. Loves to play the game. He plays fast in those situations. So it's good. We're trying to move him in a couple different positions and kind of see what that looks like from that standpoint. But he accepts every challenge we give him, and just he's a great guy every single day trying to get better. So I was glad to see him make a couple plays.
And with Stafford, where do you feel like his game's at right now? Because we've seen him up and down in practice. It looks like a couple of picks this week, but he doesn't have his starting receivers out there.
Sure.
Much of that. So where do you think?
Again, I think for us, we're going to avoid the overall analysis of a guy right now. We're still grinding through preseason, and certainly all that's going to depend when we get to the season. But I think Stafford has done a great job, from learning this offense from the start, from the spring, all the way through training camp, and approaching his work ethic and the way that he practices and the plays that he has out on the field of trying to, execute at a high level and really bring, whoever's out on the field along with him. That's a big part of it, too, and getting used to different players. It's new every year, so everybody has to start over and everybody has to get used to the team and to the guys that are out there, and that continual kind of coming together of those types of players, especially with the quarterback and the skill guys. That's a big part of it, so we're still working through that.
Will he play next week? Does he need to play in the preseason?
Again, I'm not going to get into things too far in advance. I think we'll figure that out as we go through the week, but we'll grind it out this week and try to see where we're at.
How do things change for you this week, and how much are you looking forward to that kind of change in schedule?
Yeah.
Regular season one with it?
I think some of it will be good. It'll be good to go home for a little while and practice and prepare. Try to do as much as we can to simulate a regular season situation. But we're still in training camp. We're still in training camp mode. We're still in meetings. We're still, it's not time to kind of pull off that. We're still trying to evaluate guys. We got to give a lot of reps out there, and we got to still take a look and try to figure out who the best players are going to be, on our team this year.
Special teams, have you gotten as much out of the return game
You know what? It's a good question. Probably take a look at that. I would say nothing that really stands out in my mind right now from that. So, we're going to keep digging on that and try to do a little bit better. I would say the hard thing about special teams, again, is, you can't simulate a lot of it in practice. And some of the things maybe that we're doing in the game aren't necessarily, scheme-wise, some things that we would be doing in the regular season. So it's a little bit of a fine line.
more to come?
I mean, I hope so.